work on it after the session. All right.
Yes, muted. Okay. Your video is stopped. Where I should go?
All right. So we are live now on YouTube, and the participants can watch us on YouTube. Good to see you, Shivkumar sir.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah,
to see you.
yeah. My son. Okay.
Perfect. Thank you. All right. So good evening, everyone. Today is the day 2 of Career Conclave, and we have with us is Dr. Shivkumar Swami sir, Dr. Salahuddin sir, and today's speaker Venkat sir. So let me just quickly introduce Dr. Shivkumar Swami sir first, and then Venkat sir. Shivkumar sir will talk a little bit about the IPA and its membership, and then today's speaker Venkat sir will speak about the global career opportunities in the pharmaceuticals. All right, so let me formally welcome you all. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining for the today's session on Career Conclave. It is my pleasure to welcome you all for today's session. The time is 7 p.m. and then we are there for the second day. So I would like to introduce two distinguished pharmacy professionals to you today. First is Dr. Shivkumar Swami sir. Dr. Shivkumar Swami has done his MPharm and PhD. He is the director of Mallige Education Foundation, which oversees the Mallige College of Pharmacy in Bangalore. He is a seasoned academician and accomplished pharmacist. Dr. Swami previously served as the principal of the college, Mallige College of Pharmacy. He holds a B Pharm from Kelly College of Pharmacy, Belgaum, and M Pharm from Government College of Pharmacy. So he happens to be my super senior at the college. He's also a PhD holder from Kakadiya University. Dr. Swami plays a very significant role in shaping the pharmacy education through his different diverse positions as chairman and member of the Board of Studies, academic council member, and Senate member at Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. He is also a member of the diploma board. He's very passionate about the future of pharmacy. And if you go on Mallige College's website, you'll find a note about the pharmacy from his point of view. And he firmly believes on the immense opportunity available to pharmacy graduates. And that's why we are here today, right? He advocates the vital role of pharmacists that play between doctors and patients. And he believes that it is very important uh, to empower our pharmacy professionals for effective healthcare delivery. So welcome, Dr. Shivkumar Swami sir, to the session. And then, sir, are you able to hear? Let me know.
Yeah, thank you, Manoj.
Yes.
Thank you, Manoj.
Thank you, sir. Welcome to the session, sir. Then I would like to introduce to Venkat sir. Venkat sir is today's expert speaker. Venkat sir is an accomplished regulatory affairs expert. He comes with over 20 years of experience in the pharmaceutical industry, and he has diverse regulatory expertise in CMC, labeling, quality assurance, production. He comes with a very strong track record in the regulatory submissions across Europe, US, and the raw markets. He has led regulatory strategies from early clinical phases through the drug approval process. He has hold senior roles in the organizations including Aurobindo Pharma, Sun Pharma, Parexel, Novartis, ESI, Rosamond Pharma, UK. Recently, he came down to India from UK. He spent over 15 years in the UK. Venkat sir is highly regarded for his leadership in life cycle management and his ability to drive complex regulatory projects to successful outcomes. Venkat sir would also be speaking on career opportunities in RA, and thanks to all the participants who highlighted the importance of RA to us. Earlier, we never planned to include RA as a session, but then because of their request, we have also included a separate session on RA, and he would be talking more about RA on April 25th. And during this session, we'll talk a little bit more about how he got into regulatory affairs, after his pharmacy career from India. And during that time, he'll also talk about why he planned to come back to India after accomplished career in the UK. Right. The objective is again to bridge this education gap and also to help the pharmacy education to try abroad opportunities. So welcome, Venkat sir, to today's session. Thank you so much for agreeing to speak on diverse career opportunities and also, agreeing to speak separately on one more session on regulatory affairs. Thank you so much. You are on mute, sir. Sorry, can't hear you. So, okay, by the time you fix your microphone, Shivkumar Swami sir, welcome. Would you like to talk a little bit about IPA and its membership? Yesterday, some of the participants wanted to know more about it.
Yeah, thank you, Manoj. Thank you for nice introduction. And
thank you, sir.
Dear delegates and Dr. Manoj, Dr. Mohammed Salaluddin, and then today's speaker, Dr. Venkat sir. Yesterday, during the introduction session, there were two questions like about the advantages of way of becoming a membership at IPA and advantages. To tell you about IPA, IPA is the biggest pharmaceutical association, which is bigger than APA, APTI and other associations. And we have more than 17,000 membership as on today. And we are like planned to touch 20,000 in near future. The ways to become a member is there are various type of membership like annual membership, life membership. It's always advantageous to have a life membership. To become a life membership, you should be a pharmacist. Then you have to go to the IPA website and apply online, and then take the printout of the application and send the required fees in the form of DD to the head office. You need to give a reference of two IPA members. Two IPA members should recommend you. That we will help out with the Karnataka state branch. And you can send the application directly to the central office. Central office will give you the membership in Karnataka state branch. And coming to the advantages, there is a big advantage. See, to attend any of the pharmaceutical congress, like most of you are aware that IPC, that Indian Pharmaceutical Congress, will happen once in a year in December. To become, to present the paper, to attend the conference, you need to become a member of any one of the 5 organizations like APTI, IPGA, IPA, and AAOCD. So among all these, this is the biggest organization. This will give a way to attend the IPC. And for students, especially, we have a student membership. Students are allowed to pay the required fees in 4 installment. The moment you pay first installment, you are taken as a member, right? Student member. And we have a separate forum called Student Forum, SF. That is IPASF Student Forum. There are a lot of advantages, lot of competition, national competitions, and we do the student conclave, student competition, student conference. Lot of advantages are there in becoming the member of IPA Student Forum. There are many advantages. And coming to the today's topic, still if you have got any doubt, please go back to the IPA website or reach us at the Karnataka State Branch IPA also. And then coming to the today's topic is very interesting chapter because the today's speaker is very well traveled all over the world, and he has seen the regulatory requirement at different countries like UK, Dubai, and other countries. So he knows the requirement, and he's the right person to tell you what are the requirement of that country to become a pharmacist or regulatory affairs official in UK or in Dubai or wherever he has traveled. And he is the right person and to tell you what are the requirement, how to go, what are the opportunities available in different areas. And as such, this regulatory affairs is a new domain in our in India also. Earlier, when we were the students, or Manoj, or when we were the student, we knew only two departments. One is quality control. It was not even quality assurance, quality control and production. Now, regulatory has taken a very importance, because the moment you produce a product, they know what are the regulatory requirement of that. That has gained a lot of importance, and even by the curriculum, many colleges have started a M-Pharm course in regulatory affairs. So that there are about more than 8 to 9 colleges recently added M-Pharma in regulatory affairs, which is a new domain. And for all the students who are M-Pharm pharmacology, pharmaceutics also can get into regulatory affairs, provided you have some basic knowledge in that. So basic knowledge you already got, but now Venkat sir will be interesting personality to give more information about the requirement of regulatory affairs candidature to excel in your profession.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
So,
And I'll separately send the link of IPS membership link,
please,
so that website, so that candidates can look at the website and know more about the membership, different types of memberships there.
yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you so much, sir. Thank you so much for being here. Venkat sir, Salahuddin sir, shall we get started? Please let us know.
Can you hear me, Manoj, now?
Yes, yes. Your voice is very low, Venkat sir.
Venkat sir is on mic.
He is.
Fine now? Better?
Still.
It's little low.
Let me change to some other microphone. Just kindly confirm. Is it okay? The audio?
Audio is low, but I can hear you. Little low.
Still,
Okay.
can you improve further?
Yeah, I'm trying. Sorry, I don't know why all of a sudden this issue has come up.
Because you shifted the monitors here and there, so maybe during this process something happened.
But is it better now? Is it same?
Participants, please just give me a thumbs up if you are able to hear Venkat sir.
Yeah.
Just give me a thumbs up in the chat box. You may not be able to unmute, so please give me a thumbs up. Yes, no, in the chat box. Venkat sir, just try speaking something. Let's see if that works.
Hello, do you hear me now? Is
yeah, not able to hear. Audible but low tone, they say.
Is it better improved? Because I have two options I can see here. I am changing these two options.
Sir, go to the microphone symbol and go and change the microphone there. Are you using the same as system option?
Select a microphone array, and same as system. Which one I should use? Same as system.
So are you using any special, like I'm using this Bluetooth device, for example. Are you using something like that? In that case, you select microphone array.
Okay, I have selected the same. I have selected
no, it is not. Participants, just bear with us. We're just working. Otherwise, Venkat sir, you may do another thing. You may join on Zoom through your phone. Use the phone microphone for the voice and use the video from the computer. That should solve.
When I juggle between these two,
it will not give echo, Manoj?
If it is muted, it will not give, sir.
Okay.
One of them will be muted, so it will not. Otherwise, Venkat sir will continue, and in the process we'll do. Is it okay? So that we'll just get started.
Sorry.
Yeah. So participants said.
No, Venkat sir joined as a participant. I think he is mobile now for the voice.
Yeah. Yes, I'm just giving him the right to.
Yeah.
Venkat sir, just try now.
No, still his mobile is muted.
Yeah, it's muted. Yes, sir.
Is it okay now?
Yeah, much better. Much better.
Okay,
but then there is an echo.
Sir. Venkat sir, can you mute that computer?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Is it fine now?
Yeah, it's fine. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So sorry for this technical thing. I usually connect all the times, but all of a sudden I don't know what happens. Thank you so much for introduction, Manoj sir and Dr. Shivkumar garu. Okay, it's all my pleasure. Okay, being here today, this evening, and also thank you everyone. Okay, for taking the time this evening and joining here. And it is always, pleasure, okay, to join with the student communities and share the ideas and thoughts. Okay, I hope today's session is going to be useful, and everyone, I request you to, okay, ask the questions in the end of the session. Don't be silent. Okay, feel free to ask the questions. It is your time, and you can ask any questions. There won't be any wrong or right questions, or you know any type. Okay, just try to clarify yourself. And let me share my
Absolutely.
screen.
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah, kindly let me know when you can see the
Yeah, yes, we can, sir. Please make it full screen.
perfect.
That's all.
Yeah. Okay, today topic, as explained in that brochure, so pathways to global careers in the pharma industry. Okay, navigating opportunities and industry expectations. So here, the reason I have chosen this topic, because since few years, okay, almost since 2 to 3 years, I have been interacting with many students, and they wanted to explore all the opportunities throughout the world. And many guys I have met in UK and in some other countries, so they have lot of expectations. With a lot of expectations, they are coming to the country, but few are succeeding and many of them are not able to settle and they're coming back. So here, just to address, okay, what are the issues, because what I have seen so far in these years, I would like to share with you how you can plan your career in case if you want to come to abroad. Of course, this session also will be going to useful here if you want to take a career in India as well. Okay, so this is a disclaimer. So all are my thoughts, opinions. Okay, and here introduction. So we know there are many pharma companies throughout the world exist. It is very big industry. Okay, in the UK itself, here I have given the number taken from the site. It is 1,000 companies plus exist. We know the size of UK. It's very small country. Still, there are many companies exist. That means you can imagine how the opportunities exist. Okay, here in the UK. And the global pharmaceutical industry, it is valued at 1.6 USD trillion, okay, in 2023, with a 7.5% annual growth rate, okay, per annum. And we are expecting to reach it to 106, almost 107 USD billion by 2030, okay, contributing to 50% of global vaccine supply and 40% of US. So sorry, this number I have given for India market. Okay, this 107 billion. So pharma and biotech companies research, develop, manufacture and market drugs, vaccines and therapies to prevent, treat and cure diseases, leveraging scientific innovation and regulatory compliance. Is my audio okay fine now, Manoj sir?
Yes, sir, it's better, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Because it is all talking from mobile. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, participants, please just give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear Venkat sir clearly, both on YouTube and also on Zoom. Please confirm. Yes, no? Yes, all right, perfect. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So here, this is the slide. Okay, I would like to go through each and every bit of this slide to explain what are all the career options available for the pharma graduates, of course, some science graduates as well. I think many of you are having a pharma background, so let's focus on this one. Okay, so here the course designed B Farm and you take Farm D. It is Farm D. I can't say, but mainly B Farm and M Farm. If you look into that one, it is you can go as a pharmacist, and also the same course you can take it for industry side as well. Okay, but industry, we many of the times, many of guys, you are all confused. Okay, so what career options available? Probably you might have heard R&D, production, QC, okay, some extent pharmacovigilance or something. There are some other areas as well. I wanted to go through, okay, with that list as well. So, but in detail, okay, each and everything we will see in detail. Research and development. So here many things, many areas comes under this R&D, right? Medicinal chemist, biotechnologist, pharmacologist, microbiologist, bioinformatician, toxicologist, formulation scientist. Okay, so what you will do in the R&D? You will work in the labs. Okay, for example, if you take a medicinal chemist, you will synthesize. So you might have studied, right? You have studied medicinal chemistry. Okay, medicinal chemistry 1 and medicinal chemistry 2 in some semesters, and you have studied about many reactions. Okay, reaction mechanisms and all, and you need to apply that learning in the industry. Okay, you need to apply that learning to the industry. So how do you apply? It is at a lab scale. Okay, you might have studied in theory, but how you apply at the lab, okay, that is slightly different. Okay, the practical application you need to understand. Right, you need to have a research mindset, lab techniques, data analysis, and writing reports, etc. required here. Okay, regulatory affairs and compliance. So as I've been working in this regulatory affairs almost 15 plus years. So I have covered many of the areas in regulatory affairs. You might have heard regulatory affairs, for example, CMC, that is chemistry, manufacturing, and control. So what does it mean? You need to understand about the production. So first of all, how the drug is designed, developed, then it comes to the manufacturing, and in manufacturing then it goes to the testing. Okay, testing various areas like stability testing, etc. And then before releasing into the market, okay, you need to test. Okay, so then here not only the CMC, there are many other areas as well in the regulatory affairs, like module 1. So we will discuss in detail about day after tomorrow in regulatory affairs. So here there are 5 modules like module 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4, 5 non-clinical and clinical, and 3 the quality. The 1 is about the administrative information. So in every area we need regulatory affairs professionals. Okay, in every area. So you need to understand each module, what exactly the work will be, is performed in that area, and then you need to apply practically. But here in theory, you will study in the B Form the theory, okay, the quality, etc. You need to translate that understanding into practical ways, right? Then production. So we know, we are very familiar with the production. So there will be many batches. Okay, many products will be taken. Maybe you will have that industry too, right? You can understand how the production area looks like. So there are granulation area, compression area, packaging area, dispensing area, etc. And at the same time, in each block, there are many products manufacturing at the same time. So you need to take care of the GMP. That means the product should not be cross-contaminated, or the people flow should be controlled. Documentation should be well documented, etc. Right? So here again, the roles will be like supervisor, engineer, validation scientist, GMP specialist, packaging and labeling specialist, etc. Okay. So all these options I am telling, whatever the roles I have mentioned here, this is applicable for India as well as global. Okay. So the QA and QC. And here plant QA, corporate QA, QC analyst, auditor. Okay, the titles will be like this. As I said, the quality control. Okay, what they will do? They will develop the method initially along with the formulation development, the QC development team. Okay, the method development team, they will develop the method and they will see how that method can be applied. Okay, for the initial stability or initial development, then they transfer that method to the routine lab. There, the quality control people, they will do the testing for every batch before that is released into the market. QA, they will oversee the quality control, production, all the areas, okay, the documentation, everything, to ensure that it is controlled. The processes, okay, and the systems are well controlled so that nothing will go wrong, right? And then clinical trials and medical affairs. Okay, so here the titles are like clinical research associate, clinical project manager, medical science liaison. You may not see this title here, but in abroad, that medical science. So they are the liaison between industry and the doctors. Then PV specialist, epidemiologist, medical writing, etc. Okay, so clinical research. This is another big area. Okay, in abroad. So a lot of new drugs will be discovered, okay, in the abroad, and they need to perform all the clinical studies throughout the phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. Before clinical phase, non-clinical has to happen, that is preclinical phase. So every area, there are a lot of opportunities again in the clinical trials. Okay, then pharmacovigilance and a materialogist. So once the license is issued, so the license for the new drugs here, innovator and generic, we'll talk about this terminology. Innovator who discover the molecule first, and then they will have certain time, like 10 years, they have patents to market the product. And once the patents are expired, then generic companies copy those drugs to market the generic drugs. Okay, this is how innovator and generic. So innovator will perform all the clinical studies, whatever is required, how the drug pharmacodynamically or kinetically acts within the body. Then those studies no need to perform by generic. Okay, that's why innovator molecules are expensive compared to the generic, because generic, what they will do, they will try to prove it is similar to the innovator drug. Okay, then in the pharmacovigilance, here once the license is issued, so whatever you see the medicine in the pharmacy, that has to be licensed, right? After the license only, every medicine will be marketed. So when it comes to the marketing, the pharmacovigilance, they will review how the safety profile, is it the same profile existing, or any changes in the safety profile. Okay, it is considered as a risk benefit balance. Okay, so when, how the license will be issued, based on risk benefit balance, that means if benefit outweighs the risk, then only health authorities will issue the license. Sorry. Okay, so if the benefit is more compared to the risk, then only the health authorities will issue the license, right? But pharmacovigilance, they need to, they monitor every time how the drug is working, okay, in the larger population. So in the large population, so here in phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, the subjects are very less, right? In phase 1, maximum we can study for 20 or 30 subjects, right? In phase 2, we can study maybe and up to 100. And in phase 3, maximum we can study 1,000 subjects, right? So that means the safety and efficacy profile may not be very clear, okay, in the clinical phases. The license will be issued in phase 3, then we will get a good understanding about the drug, right? Once it goes into the market, because when it is in the market, it reaches to large population, and the real, okay, the real data we will get. So the pharmacovigilance will work here to get that data and to see the safety profile, it is still the same or not. Okay, that is the benefit balance. Then commercial and business. Again, it is a good area if anyone is interested towards this business and commercial. If you have a business degree, okay, MBA degree, that will be good. So you can work as a sales representative, product manager, market access, BD, business development, okay, and you can work as a country manager, okay. So here there are a lot of opportunities here. So in this area, you need to work, okay, how, for example, if you are working for a generic company, you need to see as a business development which molecule, okay, the volume and the revenue okay, and which disease, where you can focus, okay, which therapeutic area you wanted to enter. All these you can plan from the business, and you can advise to the company so that they can work accordingly. Okay. Next one is IP and legal. Okay, patents here. So the patents, as I explained, the difference between innovator and generic. So innovator will have patents for a certain period of time. For example, in Europe, it is 10 years. And here, generic companies, they wanted to enter into the market immediately after expiry of the patents. So here, innovator will try to extend the patents by applying SPC. Okay. So that means they can get another extension for 1 year. Here, you need to work in that area, how your product can be extended to other indications. For example, if you take paracetamol, that is primarily indication for example, fever, right? And it is also indicated for pain relief. You want to extend for another indication, you need to perform the clinical studies required here, and you need to file application to the health authority, okay, to get that extension. So here, you need to closely work with legal and IP to get how the things done. Okay. Then supply chain and logistics. Here, supply chain. So once the product is ready to go into the market, then we need to see, because nowadays every company wanted to go globally, okay, market globally. So you need to plan. The supply chain should really plan how, for example, the demand in UK, the demand in US market, or the demand in other African markets, they need to plan how these supplies can be made. Okay. And you need to see the stock, the out of stock situation should not arise. Okay. The supply chain. That means, for example, if the product is still in the shelf, the expiry date we need to see, and they need to replenish with new stock. Okay, this is the duties, and it is also very interesting area. Then medical devices. Maybe I don't know whether it comes as part of your curriculum, but medical device is a very great demanding area nowadays. So if you take blood pressure monitor or a diabetic monitor, a cataract lenses, or whatever you take, all these come under medical devices. Again, it is classified into many classes like 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, one is low risk, and the class 4 or class D, it is a high risk, okay, considered. So in every country, the regulations and all different from the pharma products for these medical devices. Again, radio pharmaceuticals, here for cancer drugs, okay, for cancer, these radio pharmaceuticals mainly will be used, and this is very few companies work in this area. It is also a very interesting area if you want to explore. Then space medicine, okay, if it is for astronomy or something, you can closely work with doctors and all, how that can be work. But I don't see many jobs in this area, but few are available. Okay, forensic pharmacy. Again, we need to work with other, the spots like any crime or anything. So there, you can apply your forensic knowledge. Okay. Then nutraceuticals. Again, this is another area. Okay, highly demanding now. It is like a preventive medicine, like vitamins and any oral rehydration salts, etc. come under this one. So this is also an interesting area. If you want to work, there are many companies. Okay, I have not mentioned here food industry also. You can enter into food industry as well. Cosmetics, veterinary. Okay, same like pharma products. Veterinary slightly different from pharma, but if you have a pharma products knowledge, you can enter into veterinary as well, and herbal products as well. Okay, so there are many products exploring in herbal as well. I think I have taken much of time here, but still, if you have any questions, you can ask in this session, or maybe outside session also, you can reach to me. Okay. Then here, I will quickly go through these slides. So I don't know how many of you heard about these companies. Okay. So here, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, Merck, Roche, Novartis, Bristol Myers Squibb, AstraZeneca, Sanofi, GSK, Eli Lilly, Novo Nordisk, Bayer, Amgen, Boehringer Ingelheim, Gilead, Takeda, Shanghai, Viatris, Lonza, Vertex, all these are top global companies. Okay, I did not list many, but these are few I have mentioned here. Okay, so if you clearly plan, okay, your path, okay, and it is not difficult to enter into these companies. But here, a proper planning is required along with now itself. While you are in B Farm, you need to have a plan, okay, strategy, how to enter into these companies. Then top India companies, you might have heard lot many here: Sun Pharma, Divis, Cipla, Torrent, Mankind, Dr. Reddy's, Jadis, Lupin, Aravindo, Alchem, Biocon, Glenmark, Abbott, Alembic, Cadila, Ocard, IPCA, Strides, Gland Pharma, MCure, Natco. These are the companies. Okay, you can enter into these companies as well for the roles I have explained earlier. Okay, and here I have added another thing. I don't know how many of you heard these regulatory authorities. Definitely, if you have taken a regulatory affairs subject, you might be familiar with this one. So FDA, definitely it is very familiar to everyone. So in USA, the regulatory authority, we call it as FDA. In Canada, Health Canada, we call HC. Europe, European Medicines Agency. Japan, PMDA. UK, MHRA. Mexico, Brazil, China, Switzerland, Singapore, and India. I have listed few countries, but every country, okay, in the globe, they have the regulatory authority. So if any medicine wanted to reach to their population, that should be reviewed by the authority. They will issue the license. Then only the patients, okay, can take that medicine. So what they will do? So here, this is the area we need to connect, okay, the theory to the industry. So we study many subjects, right, in the B Farm, like pharmaceutics, pharmacology, pharmacognosy, medicinal chemistry, okay, and uh, jurisprudence, okay, the analytical chemistry. There are many subjects, right? So all those studies, fundamentally, in the end, what is the objective? To make sure that patients, okay, get the medicine, and the medicine should be quality, safety, and efficacy, all the parameters, right? So you apply all that theory knowledge, okay, to this final objective. That means the patients should be treated for cure of the disease or prevention of the disease or whatever, okay? So you wanted to make their lives happy, right? So here, what I suggest, along with your degree, try to go through these websites. So this is medicine, these world, okay, this pharma world, it is all transparent, okay? You can get all the information from the public domain. For example, if you go to FDA, if you go to EMA, you will get a lot of guidance documents. Okay, if you take, for example, stability, okay, document that is published in ICH guideline and also in the FDA and EMA. So with different interpretation, okay, everyone follow ICH for certain guidelines. Along with that one, and every country they have their own legislation and guideline. So it is very interesting if you start looking into these websites, and you will definitely understand how your studies are correlated with these health authority sites, okay, and also into the real world. And here I have put some images how they look like. So this left side, this USFDA, and the below one is MHRA, and here this is this South Africa Health Authority site, and here on the top right, European Medicines Agency, and here this is SFDA, that is Saudi FDA, and EDQM, European Directorate Quality of Medicine. Okay, so here try to understand what they do exactly. Okay, and how this is connected in day-to-day work. Okay, for a pharmacy world. For example, if you take the EDQM, they will review the active substance dossier. We call it as a DMF, drug master files. They will review and they will try to give a certificate of conformance. Okay, so they will say that this material is quality, you can use in the drug product. And here I'm trying to give I prepared another slide just to make you better understand how this academia connects industry. And I have taken in detail all the chemistry relevant subjects, okay? All chemistry relevant. So analytical chemistry, organic chemistry, bioinorganic and biochemistry, industrial chemistry, surface chemistry and electrochemistry, computational chemistry and spectroscopy. So analytical chemistry, definitely analytical and organic are very familiar. So here it is dealing with analyzing the substances and their components. Okay, we use different techniques like HPLC, mass spectrometry, and chromatography, etc. So the industry applications are techniques like HPLC and mass spectroscopy are used to test drug purity and stability. So here the assay is one of the important tests, right? The purity, how much purity of that active substance, how much purity of the drug product. For example, paracetamol, that is 500 milligram, right? The paracetamol should be there in the tablet. If it has only 400 milligram, so there is no point, right? It will not work effectively. Or if it is, for example, 600 milligram, you are thinking that the paracetamol tablet will have 500 milligram, but by mixing problem or something happens in the plant, and if it reaches to 700 milligram, for example, that is not safe, right? It is going to the toxic level. So you need to test with your using analytical methods. The same way here, organic chemistry, what you will optimizing a chemical reaction to make 99% pure paracetamol, right? Every synthetic chemist, what they will do, they will try to get as much purity, pure active substance as possible, right? So 99%, for example, if you look at the monograph also for some of the active substances, you will say that it comprises to European monograph. If it has minimum 99.5% purity, they will mention like that. That means if it is below that one 99.4%, then it is not a quality matching to the European standards. So the organic chemists, okay, they will try to get as much pure active substance as possible. Okay, so you need to apply your theory, how the synthesis. So synthesis route 1, route 2. So which route is better? Okay, in terms of the purity, in terms of the yield also. Okay, which is synthesis. So you need to create, okay, you need to be creative to synthesize different pathways to make it to get more efficient active substance. Okay, then bioinorganic and biochemistry, knowledge of enzyme interactions. So here protein binding is crucial, right, for a drug design. So the biochemist will try to understand how the drug binds to the receptors, okay, effectively, so that that can be explained for that mechanism of action. Then industrial chemistry, right? So we usually perform at lab scale, right? For example, in the universities, okay? Now from 100 mil lab reaction to 1000 liters, okay? We always need at commercial scale, right? So initially very minute quantity, then we need to bring it to commercial scale. So commercial scale, again, lot of challenges. So as an industrial chemist, you need to understand how that works. Okay. Then surface chemistry and electrochemistry. Here nanoemulsions or liposomes used in cancer drug delivery. So there are a lot of applications here. Then computational chemistry and spectroscopy, here using structure activity relationship modeling to design a new antibiotic drug, for example, before synthesizing it. So here, for example, if you have a lot of technical knowledge, but you don't have sufficient, this IT knowledge, then these days it is becoming very difficult, okay, to excel into your career. Okay, I have seen a few students they struggle to understand this word and Excel and all, but what it is very difficult, to work in the industry unless you develop your knowledge in those areas as well. So do I have more time, Manoj sir? Can I take another 10 minutes? Is that okay?
Yes, sir. Definitely, sir. Let's complete it, and then we'll go ahead with the Q&A.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Sir. So drug development process. So here I have pictured for you to understand it quickly. So it starts with discovery. Then after discovery a molecule, then we will try to synthesize. And once in synthesis, then we will go to R&D testing. So if if you won't get whatever the intent results, then again you will go back and you will manipulate the synthesis, or you will try to improve the synthesis to get that one. And then you will go to preclinical, clinical trials, okay, preclinical and animal studies, nothing but animal studies. Then when it comes to clinical, you will perform, phase 1, 2, 3, and in 3 we will get license approval. And once the license is issued, then you will take it to commercial scale production, and from a commercial scale, then you will go to the routine QC testing, market release. Once the QC testing is passed, then after market release, again it is a big work here. Life cycle, there are a lot of things in the life cycle. For example, once the license is issued, it will not remain the same as it is. That will be changed. Okay, change means, for example, if you have used a few ingredients like MCCP, microcrystalline cellulose, or lactose, or starch or something. For example, starch supplier, he wanted to change the specification, or maybe the company like Arvindo, they wanted to change the supplier from A to B. So in that case, we need to understand the impact on the final product, how it is going to impact. Is there an impact on the quality? Is there impact on the safety, etc.? We need to study. So there is a lot to learn in the life cycle. Okay, and from the life cycle, surveillance, as we explained earlier, pharmacovigilance. Okay, they monitor a lot here to understand the risks are controlled. Okay, and here a typical job description I have given here. The reason to present here, from the degree itself, you try to understand, okay, what in this role, for example, taking the regulatory role, what they are asking, what they are looking for, the companies, what they are looking for, and how I can bridge my knowledge towards the industry. Okay, so here I have taken a typical job description from Europe and UK, these countries. So they wanted to understand in handling, for example, CTD, CMC dossier. Okay, as I explained earlier, CTD dossier, nothing but 5 modules. So if you go to any public domain, I'm not sure whether it comes into your syllabus or not, but if you go to EMA site or ICH site, you can find clearly the dossier structure. Okay, from the dossier structure, if you start reading, you can understand, okay, what is expected in each section. So if you start learning towards this area, then you will be ready, to apply for the jobs immediately after your course. Okay, and here, and coordinate effectively with cross-functional teams. Okay, so you need to understand industry, who are all working. If you are in a regulatory role, to whom you need to work. For example, you may work with quality and the clinical teams, the supply teams, the R&D teams, okay, R&D formulation, R&D analytical, etc. Okay, and also you need to understand, you have the knowledge of regulatory frameworks, as we discussed, with the different health authorities, the ASMF, nothing but drug master file. Okay, change control, this is another area you need to understand. Okay, the documentation required, etc. Okay, maybe some words are new for you. This is a typical job description I have given here for you to explore. Okay, now you are in our study days, we didn't have an internet, right? We didn't have an internet, we didn't have an option, okay, to explore in the Google, etc. Right now you have a lot of opportunities, Google, and also the AI. Okay, artificial intelligence is also there, so you can understand each and every topic very easily. Okay, it's like a teacher, okay, along with your faculty. Next one, typical job description. Again, I have given here for a QA, quality assurance starter role. So you need to understand about the track wise. Okay, as I said, the QA is again a key function in the industry. For example, the company will produce millions and millions of tablets every day, right? Millions and millions month. If you take billion of tablets, also depending on the size of the company. So you should ensure that each and every tablet should meet that quality standards. How it is possible? So if manually it is difficult, right? So you need to have a certain process. That means automation on certain process needs to be there. So that those process, if you control those process, okay, in each and every step, automatically you will get a quality product in the end. So here quality assurance duty is to make sure, prepare the process, okay, to monitor the process and to ensure to get a good quality product output. Okay, and here batch processing record, for example, take one this line review of batch processing record. So what they will do, so every batch, for example, batch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 batches. So each batch, what is the acceptance criteria? For example, hardness of the tablet, how much hardness we have achieved in batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, batch 4, batch. So is this hardness achieved within the defined targeted criteria or not? Okay, so if it is outside that target range, that means there is something problem with the batch, then the batch should be rejected. But before it comes to the rejection stage, they should control in the during the process itself, in process itself. That means during the process, they will check when the batch is running in the compression machine, they will check periodically every hour what is the uh, hardness of the tablet, whether it is within the range or not. If any problem, then immediately they will raise the alert. That is called deviation. Okay, they will raise a deviation and they will raise a non-compliance, whatever the name you call. All these are QA terminology. Okay. So what skills do pharma companies look for? As we explained in detail in the previous slides, and I'm trying to summarize here. So technical skills definitely you need, right? Without technical, you will not get that confidence also. CTD dossier, regulatory requirements, HPLC, spectroscopy, chromatography. For example, if you are working in a production, you don't need to know in detail about analysis, but to some extent you should understand, because if the when you contact the analytical person, you need to understand what went wrong, right? What, so how the production is important to get the quality product, to get the desired result. So to have that conversation, you should have at least to some extent the knowledge, okay, to the technical skills to communicate properly with all the functions. Then research and problem solving abilities. Okay, you need to have that problem solving skills. Okay, the analytical mindset you should develop. For example, if something goes wrong with the analytical instrument, what happens? Is it the problem with the instrument, or is it the problem with the batch, or is it with the personnel who handled that one? That investigation, you should be part of that investigation, and you need to have that problem solving abilities. It's the same, any breakdown of the mission, or in regulatory world, if you take, for example, if you get any question from the health authorities, why you have set this limit for impurity, for example, one impurity, right? Why you have set that impurity limit is 1% or 0.5%. You need to explain what kind of impurity. When the impurity goes into the human body, what will happen? Do we have toxicology data for that impurity? So to understand all this, you should have that research-oriented mind and problem-solving abilities. Then regulatory knowledge, it is a must wherever you go, whatever the function you take, you must have that regulatory, at least minimum knowledge, what is ICH, for example, ICH quality, safety, efficacy, and multidisciplinary guidance, right? So, for example, I have interacted with a few guys, Form D candidates, for example. They know that there is a guideline GCP exists in ICH, but they don't know the GCP principles. That means the understanding about the GCP guidelines in depth is lacking. So here you need to understand where, okay, that guidelines, what are the principles, where that principles have come from. Okay, you should really question all the 6 W's, like where, why, what. Okay, all these objectives you need to understand and to improve your knowledge. Okay, soft skills, definitely these are required, though you have strong technical knowledge and all analytical mindset, but if you are not able to communicate effectively with the team, then there is no use, right? You have knowledge, but you have to express that one, and you need to communicate effectively, and teamwork is also very important in these area. Okay, as I said earlier, strong IT skills as well, and you need to articulate what you want your job description to be. Okay, the articulation, the narrative is very much important in abroad, and of course in India and everywhere you take. So your roadmap transitioning from academia to industry, as I said, I have been working with many students since 2 to 3 years, and I have placed many of the students in UK and some guys in Europe. So in the beginning, okay, we were not very clear, but I have designed that course. So what exactly, how that helps, okay, what is actually really need to learn and how to apply practically, then that will be easily translated into real world, right? So, but you should be very clear what career you should take, what is really interesting for you, and also your strengths and weaknesses. You should evaluate yourself. Okay, you are the best person to judge yourself, and then you choose a right course, okay, based on your interest, and then build a strong CV here. For example, I have published one intern role here, and I have received many CVs, hundreds of CVs, but nothing is mentioned in the CV. What usually a typical CV here received is their academic qualifications and their subjects studied and their place of birth and their address and etc. Nothing is there. Okay, and project sometimes mentioning, and if I ask about their project also, they are in a position not to detail about the project what they have done. And here, how you can build your strong CV. That means, for example, if you are prepared for regulatory and you need to look at the domains, what I have explained, take stability guideline, the zones, and what exactly where that stability, what is the purpose of the stability studies, for example, to assign the shelf life or to assign the storage conditions, etc. You need to put that in the CV. Okay, strong experience and understanding about the stability guidelines. Okay, and with good interpretation. That means it will make interest to the interviewer. Okay, something, though they don't have practical knowledge, okay, never worked in the industry, but that candidate has, okay, learned himself or herself, okay, on this area. That shows your curiosity and interest towards the job. That means you should be very passionate. I know it is very difficult, okay, to learn yourself, and you take some mentor help or seniors help, okay, to go through this one. Okay, anyone can spend few minutes, right, if you are really passionate. So you will get the base. Okay, you need to build that network that Manoj sir will talk about in LinkedIn. Okay, how to build that network also in the coming sessions. Yeah. Then industry training and certifications. Okay, try to see. For example, I have taken an intern to give some industry training on the regulatory. Same, you can explore wherever it is possible to gain some experience. Okay, then study industry related books. So you need to really associate with various organizations. For example, in UK there was a TOPRA, right? So you can take a membership like for this IPA also explained in the beginning of our session. So you can associate with those, because you will get a lot of things you will learn, and what are the also what are the things happening, what are the updates happening in the industry, that will help you a lot. Okay, and also try to read relevant books, health authority websites, and always try to learn, okay, to be critical in a positive way. When you read some article or something, try to bring your own thoughts, okay, into that article, and if necessary you can reach to the author also questioning about that one, and network and apply. So that is also important. And here a few case studies. I have placed many 20 plus students in the market, but I have taken few case studies how they became successful here. So one graduate in pharmacy in India and studied masters in UK, and he would like to take RA profession. That means he was very clear, and but he didn't know how to apply. So after 2 months course, he had got a good idea, then applied and got the job. Okay, it is I am the theory and all know very well. but the thing is how to apply, that knowledge into the real world. That is only the lacking here. So if you choose a right one, sorry, you can you can excel in that field. Yeah. Then again, same young forms in India and a dependent visa. So she has chosen Pharma QA course. She has been placed in 3 months and then graduated in Form D. So Form D also we have placed in a big organization like NHS. After MSc Healthcare in Europe, she has studied. Okay. So this is a few case studies. Yeah, that's all. Thank you so much for listening and for your attention. Okay, feel free to ask any questions if you have. I will try to answer. Thank you, Manoj sir.
Perfect. Thank you so much, sir, for that detailed overview of pharmacy careers in the UK and all across the world. And thank you for sharing those cases. So, from those cases, what I understood is it important for us to go to any university across the globe, do a master's there, and then get placed, or is it easier for Indian students to try abroad and get a placement? How does it work?
So here in UK or anywhere you take in US or Europe, the degree is enough, okay, to enter into any of these functions. Okay, some may be specialized. For example, MBA, it will add value, but it is not necessarily to have. So degree is minimum requirement. They don't see masters or any other. Okay, the thing here it is, but to get a sponsorship is difficult, okay, in any of the companies in UK, because they get a lot of workforce within their country itself. And why should they call from India or from any other country to get that into their country? So until unless a specialist after having many years of experience, okay, they can find that it is a good resource, then they can call. Otherwise, for freshers, it is very hard to get the sponsorship. That's why many of the guys, they will try to take this student route to enter. But after entering as a student, again, another story. Okay, lot of difficulties because we will complete masters. For example, if you take UK 1 year or US 2 years, then what next? That is the problem, because
Correct.
again that learning also not translating into the job. That is the problem where many of the students are facing.
Absolutely. So there was one question very much similar to what I asked. So he says, is there how to get into foreign industry as a fresher?
Which industry?
Foreign companies as a fresher.
Yeah, foreign companies. Yes. So here now many companies, okay, all the MSN, the multinational companies are coming to India. Okay, they are, every company are looking for outsourcing, because we will get a lot of technical force here, technical, lot of pharma graduates, and they try to work hard, okay, and they apply their skills. So all the companies like GSK, Novartis, Pfizer, okay, MSD, okay, many companies, Takeda, they are entering into India market. And here, if you want to join in those organizations, as I said, you need to cultivate a habit to see outside of our academic studies. Okay, what is happening in the industry? What exactly? For example, how many of you know that one of the drug is withdrawn recently after 3 years of marketing? So if you go to European Medicines Agency website, you can see that news. This drug is withdrawn after got the license and marketed for several years, like 3 years. Then you need to understand what is the reason for that withdrawal. So that means the reason is risk benefit balance. So here they have understood, the agency have understood after reaching this drug into phase 4, that means to the larger population, they have understood that there is no actually benefit compared to placebo. Okay, it is not giving great benefits. That means risk is more compared to the benefit. So agency has asked to withdraw that company after spending a lot of money, time, okay, years. So this is, you need to understand these things to apply this knowledge towards the interviews.
Absolutely.
Okay, and interviews also try to learn your try to say stories also in a narrative way. Okay, like case studies. For example, if I ask what project you are, you should be able to tell at least 5 to 10 minutes what the project you have done. And if I ask, tell me about yourself, you should tell at least 5 minutes about yourself.
Correct.
Just it should not be one sentence like I am so and so, I have done B Farm and Farm, that's it. So it will not help. Okay, it will not be attractive for the employer. What you need to tell, I am so and so, okay, I have studied and it is really passionate. The reason for me taking the pharmacy here and these subjects. So in studying statistics, okay, this is the thing. So I have learned, and tableting about processing, okay, analysis, I have learned these things. And the HPLC IT made me more interesting, and I have read more journals and these textbooks. So this is, so you need to explain something more about yourself, and you need to explain your passion. There it makes interesting to the interviewer. Okay.
Absolutely.
And I have seen also, of course, myself also, I have come from regional language background. I have seen many students. Okay, now in this technology world also, there are many students who are not able to communicate effectively because of language barrier. Try to learn that language also in parallel. We can't avoid, right? It is a global now. Okay, all the global companies are coming here. So how to work with them? You need to express your thoughts. Okay, without having a proper language, you cannot express your thoughts, right? So that though you need that local language, at the same time, English is now global language. Okay, there is no choice for us. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for answering that, sir. There is one question from Pavitra. She says, "Sir, I am QA MPharm pursuing student. Can I get little brief about industrial expectations on QA role?" So, Pavitra, anyways, we have a QA session coming up, but then Venkat sir has been in QA. So, would you like to take that question, sir?
Exactly. Yeah. So QA, quality assurance. So you might have heard about GMP. I think this was also a topic in the curriculum. But when I ask about what is exactly GMP, the GMP principles, for most of the guys, it is very difficult to tell, right? So in one simple language, for example, if you want to check weight of yours, okay? So if you stand on the weighing machine, it will show, for example, 60 kilos. And you might be happy, okay, I am within the limit. But if the weighing machine itself is wrong, that means whatever the result you have got is wrong, right? The same, that means it is nothing but qualification of the mission. It is a part of GMP, right? So the QA exactly does this work. They try to qualify that mission to ensure that the results are accurate. Okay, in simple terms, okay, I want to explain what exactly QA does. And for example, if the mission are, so you have weighed, for example, some 10 ingredients, and later on after mixing, you have found that the mission itself is wrong. So you need to investigate that one, where it does wrong, why this has not studied, observed before. So QA will be part of the investigation for each and every investigation. Then, for example, when the compression machine is running, then the power gone, right? The machine will stop automatically. When you switch on again, the tablets may not come with that force, what we have set in the compression machine. Okay, so we need to raise a deviation for that. So here, because the process abruptly stopped here, so you need to raise a deviation. It is a part of QA job. Again, as I said, if you want to change the supplier of the starch, okay, now supplier A is supplying the starch, you want to change to supplier B for some reasons, maybe cost reasons, or maybe he wanted to close his factory, or whatever the reasons. Then you need to see the impact. That is a change control. That means how this change is impacting the tablets or the quality of the tablets. So here again, QA needs to involve here for this assessment. So these are all the different functions I'm trying to tell you in a simple language. Okay, excellent. But if you go into detail, you will learn more about the QA.
Excellent. Very, very practical examples to understand the role of QA.
Yeah.
So thank you so much, sir. we'll take one more question. It is from, okay, okay. It is on YouTube. It is from Vaishali. What is dependent visa?
Yes, so I'm not expert on the visas, but I know little bit because I've been living in that country. Most of the times we don't care about the visas, but we will hear about the visas, right? So dependent visa means so the main applicant and dependent. So for example, husband is the main applicant, then wife will become a dependent and children also dependent. So main applicant, he is the one, the authority, the visa authority in UK, for example, British Commission, they will issue the visa to the main applicant. Automatically, the dependents also will join him, okay, to go to that particular country. Okay, so the main visa holder will prove that, okay, he has got a job over there in that country. And the dependents don't need to have a job to go to that country. Once they are landed in that country, they can work if they want, dependents. That means they don't have any restrictions. If you go as a student, you have work visa restrictions. That means you need to work only 20 hours per week. But whereas dependent, there are no restrictions. You can work 40 hours or 50 hours, 60 hours. So many of the students, now they are finding this route. For example, a wife is coming on main visa as a student. Okay, then dependents, they are working full time. So there are various approaches. Okay, it is all different requirements for each country. In US and UK and Ireland, there are different
Australia, yeah, every country has its own specific requirement.
Very true. Yeah.
Perfect. So thank you so much for clarifying that, sir. We'll take one more question from YouTube. It is on medical devices. So Vaishali asks, how to develop knowledge on medical devices? Are there any tips?
Yeah, good question. So medical device, as I said, the first source of information, okay, you can reach to the public domains. Okay, you can reach to the public domains. Here, the medical device is bit tricky, okay, not similar to the pharma products. You need to have engineering understanding at the same time the product knowledge. Okay, the engineering principles also will apply here. For example, if you take blood pressure machine or cataract, what kind of glass it is, okay, and how there are different models again. Okay, each model how it varies. Okay, how, and sterility. For example, sterility is a common principle in our subject, right? The sterility test is very common. You need to apply that sterility knowledge, okay, over to the medical device. So how, that means the approach here, public domains, okay, or maybe some course providers. And here, I don't know how many of you have seen CDSCO website. Okay. So the CDSCO, it has a lot of information over there. Okay. Yeah. How to get license in the medical device. And again, ISO. Okay. ISO organization, they will issue certificates. For example, 13485 that applies to medical device. Okay. And risk management principles. Here, risk management means what kind of risk. For example, if something goes wrong, okay, with that device, okay, that implant or whatever, for example, for this heart valves also, okay, if something goes wrong, what will happen? So we need to study clinically, evaluation is required. All this, so great in depth, but it is not difficult one. Okay, if you have a real passion, there are a lot of ways. You can read the books, you can go to the websites, public domains, you can enhance your knowledge, you can learn, okay, basic things, then you can discuss with the seniors for more in-depth knowledge.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. So we'll take one more question from YouTube and then we'll come to Zoom. So question is from Kashi. With 3.5 years in clinical trial documentation, is it possible to get a job in the UK in same field?
As I said, yes. Okay, if you have that interview skills. Okay, for example, in the beginning of my career, I used to go, come back, go, okay, come back. So that means, for example, I have attended 6 interviews, failed. Then once I understand the what exactly. So we need to think from the interviewer side. So you have 3.5 years experience, right? But do you have in-depth understanding what you are exactly doing day to day? Are you writing your learnings? How you are applying, okay, to the real world? So you might be doing the job. For example, you have real experience 3.5 years, but how you are expressing your thoughts and what kind of challenges you have got in the job. Do you explain one of the challenge, what you have got and how you overcome from the challenge? And what is, how do you work with the team? What kind of person you are? What are your strengths? If you have answers for all these, definitely you will get a job. But if you are not able to explain like a single answer, then it is very tough.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is irrespective of the years of experience. It is how you express your thoughts, okay, and your understandings. Yeah, that is most important.
Very, very, very well put thought. Well said, sir. Irrespective of years of experience, how well we present and communicate is what matters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. One question we'll take from Zoom now. This is from Pavitra. She says, what do the companies expect from M-Farms when they want to get into QA? Expectation.
Yeah, here
from the student.
What I can see, I went to UK a long time back, but for me, I have seen UK, okay, not directly pharma. They don't have any pharma degree also. Anyone can enter into QA, okay, just any degree. It's only applying your thoughts, common sense mainly applies in QA, okay. So M Farm, B Farm, it doesn't make any difference, okay. Just here it is a kind of a filter, okay, because there are many graduates, maybe they are applying, I don't know. B Farm, it is sufficient to apply that knowledge in the QA. Okay, M Farm, there is a specialization in QA, okay, quality assurance. So you will learn more about more than others. Okay, that means you, as I said earlier, the deviation, change control, the QMS quality management system, CAPA. Okay, another good term. I forgot about this one. Corrective action and preventive action, investigations, etc. All these you will learn as part of your QA curriculum. The difference is others they don't know, but you are already advanced. You have learned all these things. The thing is here, don't study it as just to gain the marks. Yeah. So try to get case studies. Case studies are important. For example, when someone says, okay, professor or whatever, okay, this is kappa, this is the principle, a corrective action, prevent action. Then you should ask the professor, explain the case study. What exactly situations arise in the industry? Okay, in which case we will apply. Try to write that kappa on your own. Okay, for example, if some issue in the analytical equipment or some issue in the manufacturing floor, okay, or in the documentation, take the case study, go through in detail of the case study, then you will become more familiar. Okay, correct. That is most important here. Thank you.
Perfect, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for answering that. We'll take one question from Nidan. It's on Zoom again. I'm a pharmaceutics M.Pharm first year student. What all career path do I have after completing my M.Pharm?
Pharmaceutics.
So all of this we discussed. I think most of the areas of pharmacy, M.Pharm, pharmaceutics can try, right?
Yeah, pharmaceutics directly, you will get the knowledge regarding the application in the manufacturing area, okay, and to some extent, I can say production, quality control. I'm not sure. Analysis directly applied to quality control, of course. So pharmaceutics. So here you can go to drug synthesis, API side, or this finished product, for example, in production area, or okay, you can go to regulatory, you can go to quality assurance, maybe clinical. If, for example, I have studied from this pharmacology, okay, but I am working in the regulatory CMC area, chemistry manufacturing, although I am not from the pharmaceutics. So it's all, if you have varied knowledge, that will be actually very helpful also. Okay. Absolutely. So pharmaceutics definitely directly applies to the this CMC area. But if you want, you can explore other career options as well.
Yeah, I totally echo with you on this, sir. Our degrees actually don't define where we want. It defines, where we want to go. We can actually plan, right? I also did MPharm in pharmacognosy, but since last 17, 18 years, I have been to medical writing.
Yeah,
of course, it was not an easy journey. We had to struggle a lot, but then it was okay. It was good, right? So okay, fine. I hope we answered all the questions. There is one question from, okay, I think this question we get all the time. Okay, this question is from Abhishek. Which job is in hybrid mode for pharmacy graduates? So now post-COVID, this kind of questions we start getting more often. So freshers, hybrid options they look for. What are the kind of jobs we have?
Yeah, I know there are some family circumstances for some guys. Okay, I completely agree. But freshers, most of the companies, they don't encourage. Okay, to work from home. After certain experience, they will give, most of the companies, they will offer hybrid roles. So regulatory, definitely one of the option. Okay, you don't need to be in the office all the times. I have been working from home since very many years, and then QA to certain extent. Okay, not all the time, so you need to visit the plant, okay, if any investigation or something. And here again, clinical, as a coordinator, clinical research associate, you need to visit the clinical sites. Okay, you can work from home, and whenever the site visits are required, as a CRA, you can travel. And what else? This analysis, of course, definitely you should be in the lab. Okay, that is not possible for a hybrid. Yeah, like this. Okay, but I suggest formulation, R&D, etc. Definitely you should be in the plant. Okay, I suggested, if you don't have any family circumstances, okay, individual circumstances, you always try to go to the site, because you will make good connections, you will build the network, okay, and that will give you a lot of learning as well. If you're sitting at home, that will not give you good understanding about the industry overall. For the future, definitely long term, definitely going to the office is highly required.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, he has directly sent a message to me. Is there any job in R&D as hybrid mode? Definitely not. Only for very experienced professionals in R&D, they get hybrid. Otherwise, very limited.
They can sit for one day, for example, writing a report, but not possible for every day.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have taken all the questions. There is one question on YouTube for related to RA. You want to take that question, sir?
Yeah, please. But give me a second. I will take a cable for my mobile. Okay, just
okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Perfect. So meantime, I'll take one question on medical writing, which has come. Can you tell me more about medical writing as a career? Nidan, thank you for asking that question. I have been into medical writing for over 17 years, and there are so many different types of medical writings that we do. Definitely, medical writing is a very attractive career option for pharmacy professionals. Again, depends on what type of area you are interested. So just to give you an idea, medical writing happens right from the research that we do in the pharmacy labs, right? We do scientific writing for the research that we do there. Then it goes for publications. It is called publication writing. We do clinical research. We do clinical type of writing there. Then we do preclinical research. We do preclinical type of writing there, right? Then we have drug launches happening. After the drug launch, we do pharmacovigilance writing. If it is done for medical devices, we do material type of writing. And then we have patient education type of writing. We have journalism type of writing. There are so many different types of writing. It totally depends on what is your expertise, for whom you want to write. Now, if you take my case, I'm a pharmacy, I'm from pharmacy from pharmacognosy area. So I don't bring that pharmacology knowledge, right? I don't have the 2 years of extra knowledge on pharmacology, but then with experience, I have gained that, right? So right now I write for clinical trials, I write for preclinical trials, I write for patient education, I write for digital, I write for almost everywhere. So with experience, you can try all the areas of medical writing. Definitely not a problem for somebody from pharmacy, but then you need to decide first what is your interest area, right? As Venkat sir said, our goals have to be defined. What is it that we want to do? That has to be very clear. And once it is clear, then rest of the things will follow. All right. This question, Venkat sir, are you
Yeah,
back?
I'm
Yes?
ready. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So this question is from Bapu Khan. He says, what career advancement opportunities exist for a B.Pharm graduate with 2 years of hospital pharmacy dispensing experience?
Yeah, that means if you wanted to enter into industry, okay, so definitely you need to add some certification that will be helpful. So you need to understand what you have learned from these 2 years. Definitely you must have learned something, right, from the hospital. You might be familiar with all the drugs, okay, so
Correct.
for which therapeutic area, okay, which works. If you take cardiology, what kind of drugs, right? So here you need to expand your knowledge, like mechanism of action, okay, the therapeutic area, how the pharmacokinetics and dynamics play, okay, for that particular drug. If you expand, so you can apply that knowledge, okay, to enter into the clinical research.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you are able to explain any drug in detail, but to that particular disease, okay, and you are familiar with that area, right? So you can try for that clinical research. But along with that one, that knowledge, okay, you need to understand what exactly for the typical job role required.
Absolutely.
As I said, one girl, okay, for example, in my experience, one girl, she has applied for hundreds of job applications, okay, and she never been called. When I have spoken with her, what is basically lacking is the basic things, okay, GCP. For example, there are 13 principles. You should be able to tell. You don't need to by heart, but from the logic, from the common sense, okay, you should be able to tell what are the principles. For example, if any drug giving to the subject, that a drug should be GMP standard, that quality standard. Why it should be quality standard? Because without quality standard, there is no use, right? Whatever the data you get, you are not sure the quality of the data. That will not give you assurance. So that means GCP principles, understanding about GCP principles is highly required. Applying your thoughts, right? So this knowledge, whatever you have learned, applying with what is required for the job role, then definitely you will be a right candidate to apply. So that
Absolutely.
you need to exhibit again in your CV. Just don't put hospital pharmacy 2 years. This is the degree. That's it. It will not help. Definitely, it will not help. How you need to stand out, how you stand out from others. You need to add something. Okay, excelled with GCP principles and how to apply. Maybe you can write a case study also. Okay, from your experience, you need to stand out from others. Definitely, I have received hundreds. How I need to pick one CV? Right, it's very hard, right? If I want to read, it will take days and days for every CV to read. Yeah, so that means you should excel somehow in your CV. You should be called to the interview. Then you should demonstrate your knowledge, thoughts, and everything during the interview. It is not
Absolutely. Well
difficult.
said,
So if
sir.
you want to change,
Well said.
switch easily. It is easy. I'm 100% sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is when, Bapu, you want to get into industry. What sir explained now, if you want to get into industry, it is perfectly fine. What sir said holds good. Now, let's say since you come from a hospital pharmacy dispensing background, let's say you want to join something different. Now, current trend, right? What is current trend today in pharmaceuticals? Online pharmacy is one of the areas that you can try. Online pharmacy, then we have quick commerce, right? How many of you know about quick commerce? Like Zepto in Bangalore, right? We have all these facilities that deliver medicines in 20 minutes, then 10 minutes. They need pharmacy professionals at the back end to read prescriptions, counsel patients, and dispatch medicines. If you are coming from the dispensing background, you can also try these emerging career opportunities, which never existed earlier, right? Now, thanks to all this online pharmacy, Amazon has got into online pharmacy, then Swiggy has got in, Zepto has got in, then all these major quick e-commerce platforms have got into quick e-commerce like for pharmacy medicines, right? That is something that you could give a try. All right, so yeah, I think we covered all the questions. Yeah, there are no questions. So there are some questions related to RA. Would you like to take one, sir?
Yeah, fine. Please go ahead.
And this will be the last question of the day. Thank you so much, everyone, for your patience. We'll just take one last question from YouTube. It is from Abhijit, and Abhijit asks, Sir, I'm B Pharm student. What is the actual role of RA in pharmaceutical company and which skills are required for RA?
Yeah, sure. Anyway, this RA topic we are going to take day after tomorrow.
Yeah.
To give more practical, okay?
Yeah.
I won't focus on the slides. I would like to take you to the actual public domains and how to understand them and how to read them, interpret them, etc. Okay, I try my best to give you more knowledge during that session. So what typically RA does in a simple way to tell you, any medicine, for example, if you want to take a paracetamol, why you are taking paracetamol? You are thinking that this paracetamol will help to control the fever, right? Or to control the pain. That means you have a confidence on that tablet. Where that confidence has come from? Okay, that come from because someone has inspected that tablet. Someone has given the permission. Who has that? Someone that is a regulatory authority. If you take India, that is CDSCO. They have given permission for that company to sell that paracetamol and it has reached to you, right? So what you do before it goes to CDSCO or before it goes to FDA or any other authority, you are the one work for the company to review the documents. That means first you will become a regulatory person for that company before it goes to the authority, right? So that means you should have an understanding about the scientific documents. For example, the tablet is manufactured, okay, with this range, okay, with this hardness. If it is too hard, what happens? You might have studied in a degree, right? If it is very hard, then what will happen? It will not disintegrate in the stomach. That means it will not work in your body.
Correct.
Okay, if it is not hard, what will happen again? That will break before you take into your mouth. It will not helpful, right? So that means it should be optimally hard. So as a regulator, you will look into the documentation. What is the reason for this hardness? You need to study that data. How many tablets you have tested for hardness? 100 tablets? Okay, what is the average? What is the mean? Okay, and how much binder is used? If you use more binder, you will not get enough absorption into your bloodstream. That means the pain will not be, the fever will not be relieved. So this is the regulatory person duty to see all the data to make sure that that tablet complies to quality, safety, and efficacy parameters. You will work on behalf of the company. Who will pay the salary? Company will pay you salary, right? So on behalf of company, you will work as regulator. Something wrong, then you will stop. No, I will not submit this document to health authority. The reason is because you are not explained properly these studies. Okay, like this.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hope I have explained, but we can discuss more detail day after tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. So those of you who are interested in knowing more about regulatory affairs, please join us on 25th. 25th will be the last day of this career conclave, and Venkat sir will be sharing more on regulatory affairs on that day, and we'll have a lot of questions. So please make a note of the questions, and then we'll take questions on regulatory affairs on that day. Okay. So there are no more questions. There are a few questions on 3D printing and all of that. I have tried to answer myself. I have just given some more answers to medical writing related questions also. So thank you so much, participants and all of the dignitaries, for being part of the session today. It was a very insightful session, and Venkat sir gave a complete overview of the different pharmacy careers, the skills we need, and what are the tips when we are preparing right at the college level. Venkat sir, thank you so much for the
Thanks a lot,
insightful presentation. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you and thanks to all the participants. Yeah, thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
giving
sir.
me this opportunity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of experience, and you break down the complex, topics into very, very simplistic in a very simplistic manner, so that we can understand. And I think that is something most of us, like me, for example, I don't have that skill. So thank you so much for breaking down the things for us and making us understand. We'll definitely meet again on 25th and learn more on regulatory affairs. So thank you so much, sir. And
Thanks
thank
a
you
lot.
so much. Thank you so much, participants. You'll get the feedback form on your emails. So please watch out for my email on the feedback form. And please note, only when you submit the feedback form, you'll get the attendance for today's session, and you will be eligible for getting the certificates. Okay. So if you have not registered, then please reach out to me, so that we'll include the name in the list. But then that's how it works. Okay. So thank you so much. Salahuddin sir is still there. Dr. Shivkumar sir is still there. Thank you so much, sir, for being here with till the end. I hope the session was useful. You are able to unmute, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Manoj. On behalf of IPA, I also extend heartfelt thanks to Venkat sir for giving
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. We'll meet again. Salahuddin sir, thank you so much. Good night. We'll meet again in the next.
It was a wonderful session. In fact, I did not miss. I completely attended the whole session. It was a very great session. Thank you so much.
Sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll meet again. I'm stopping the live session, so you'll get the recording replay immediately after the session. And please watch out for my email for the feedback form. Please fill in that form today itself. The form will be active only for a few hours. Okay. We'll meet again tomorrow, and we'll learn more about the different career paths. And stay tuned. Thank you so much. Let's meet again tomorrow. Thank you. All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. We'll meet again tomorrow for one more learning. Please join the session live. Thank you.